All right. So we're going to go to the third method for finding mean of group data. Okay. Again, this is method for finding mean of group data. All right. Step deviation method. I wanted to put the Roman number and write it down. Also, if you have not put a Roman number in the first two methods, put that also. Preferably write it in the fresh page unless you have a lot of space remaining. Okay. We're going to stick with the same question. We're going to stick with the same example which you're using, which the table which we made using the given question earlier. Yeah. Bindu, have you joined online? All right. Now the steps are okay. The first few steps are the same. Okay. Now in step deviation method, guys, 1 second. In the first few steps are the same, which means till like you're going to do the same steps as you did in the assume mean method for the first few steps. Okay. Let's see what is the first thing that you did in assume mean method. What is the first thing that you did in assume mean method? G, continue. Can you tell me quickly? First thing.
You need to find the class mark.
You have to find the class mark. Okay. Find class mark. What do we call class mark? Abbreviation. What is the abbreviation? XI for each class. Okay. You're going to do this. Okay. So as we are doing it, I want you to be writing also. Maybe you can copy the question down, leave place for the steps, and then you write it down. We're using the same table. Okay. So I'm going ahead and let me do it in blue. Okay. So you're going to go ahead and do class mark for each. Okay, we have already found the class mark. Can you tell me, G, what are the class marks for all of these? Quickly, 17.5, 20, 32.5,
47.5,
47.5,
52.5,
52.5,
62,
62.5. Okay,
77.5,
77.5,
92.5.
92.5. Okay, you've already found the class marks. In a new question, you might have to find again. Okay, so you will have to find again. So how do we find the class mark? I hope that's all clear for everyone. Upper class limit plus lower class limit by 2. So the first class, it is 10 plus 25 by 2. It's an average of the upper class limit and lower class limit. Okay, so find class mark for each class. The second step, again, we're going to do the same thing again. Okay, what was the second step in assume mean method? So here we assumed any one of xi, any one of the xi as assumed mean. Okay. Now in this also we are going to assume any one of the xi as assumed mean. Okay. We are going to do the same process. We're going to assume any one of the xi as assumed mean. Okay. Any one of the class mark. So just for simplicity, we'll stick to taking the same one. So for this question, okay. 1 second. All right, so we're going to, Bindu, I have written the first step. The first step, or the first few steps are the same as the previous method, assuming method. So I'm not going to repeat it. Find class mark for xi for each class, and then you're going to assume any one xi as assumed mean. Okay. You're going to call it as A. Okay, so what do you want to assume? We're going to stick with the same one just for simplicity. Choosing something in the middle is good. It makes things cancel out, but you can choose any one of these. Okay, any one of these numbers is assumed. You can choose any one of these numbers, any one of the class marks. Okay, so I'm choosing A is equal to 47.5 as the assumed mean for now. Okay, the third step is also the same. Deepak, can you tell me the third step in assumed mean method? What's the third step?
Sir, the third step was to find the deviation, sir.
Deviation. Deviate से आ रहा है ये word. Find deviation. Okay.
Deviation, sir. By
deviation. Di is equal to what? How do you find it?
Class marks minus assumption.
Class mark minus assumed mean. Okay. Find as deviation. Di is equal to xi minus a for each class. Okay. So you're going to do that. I hope you guys are taking this down also as we are writing. I'll not be giving any extra time later. So you're going to find di equal to xi minus a for each class. So you're going to do that again, and we have already found in the last time we did it. So I'm just going to write it quickly. Minus 30, minus 15, 0, 15, 30, and 45, right? This was our deviation. Am I correct, Deepak? This is correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is deviation for each and every class. Okay, now in the previous method, that is assumed mean method, I want to think. Okay, till here we needed for till class mark we needed for direct method. Okay, direct method we did not have to go ahead after this. In assume mean method we needed till here deviation. Okay, we did not have to go after this. Okay, now we're going to make our calculation work a little bit simpler by going one more step further in the table. Okay, and so here we are going to go to there's no word for it, there's no word in textbook for it. I don't know if there's a actual word. We're going to find what we're going to do is basically we want to get, see, all of these numbers. Okay, all, just notice here, all of these deviations are multiples of 15. Am I right? Are multiples of 15, because 15 is also the happens to be the class size here. 10 to 25 is 15. Okay, that's why all of these numbers which you're getting as deviations are also multiples of 15. Okay, now just to make my calculation later easy, which is I will multiply with smaller numbers. What I'm going to find is I'm going to find something called UI. UI is basically I'm going to divide DI. I'm going to divide each of these by 15 so that I have a simpler multiplication to do for my last column. Okay, just notice what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to find UI is equal to xi minus a by h. See, xi minus a is already there. Xi minus a is deviation. So this is basically di. Okay, ui is equal to xi minus a by h. So I'm going to find this for each. What is h? H I'm going to take as the class size here. Basically, you can take any number which is the common factor of all of these. Okay, you can take any number which is the common factor of all of these. Most cases you will find class size as the common factor. Okay, so that's my third step. The third step is, sorry, not third step, my fourth step. Here you have an additional step here. Find ui equal to xi minus a by h. That is basically ui equal to di by h. Okay, where h where h is a common factor for common factor of all di. Okay, bracket you write usually class size can be taken as h. Okay, can be taken as h. See, when class size cannot be taken as h, I'll also tell you that. Okay, suppose this groups were of having different sizes. No, suppose one was 10 to 20, another one was 20 to 35, another one was 35 to 55. That time my class size would have not been the common factor of all of this. Okay, but in most cases your class size will end up being common factor of all of this. Is this as we do a question of that type also, you will understand that. Okay, usually class size can be taken as h. Okay, this is my third. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to divide everything by all of this. I'm going to divide by 15 and I'm going to write it here. Okay, I'm going to divide all of this by 15 and I'm going to write it here. This is di only. Okay, this is di. So I'm going to divide all of this by 15 and I'm going to write it here. Okay, so as I do it, minus 30 by 15 will give me minus 30 by 15 will give me minus 2, minus 15 by 15 will give me minus 1, 0 by 15 will give me 0, 15 by 15 will give me 1, 30 by 15 will give me 2, and 45 by 15 will give me 3. Okay, now this division is very easy because 15 is already the common factor. 15 is already the common factor for all of these things. Okay, now again, now this was the fourth step. The fifth step here, fourth and fifth. Now this in our assumed mean, that extra step came here. Okay, the rest of it is same except for in place of FIDI we're going to do something else. Okay, so let me write the fifth and sixth step here to the side. Okay, the fifth, actually, you know what? Just a minute. Let me just cut this out. So fifth step. Now you're going to find, now this time you're going to find sigma of, you're going to basically find fi into ui. See, first time in direct method you did fi into xi. In assumed mean method you did fi into di. This time you're going to do fi into ui. Okay, so you're going to find sigma fi di fi ui. So first we have to find fi ui for that. So let's find fi ui. That is basically frequency multiplied by this ui thing. Okay, so that's 2 into -2, that gives me -4. 3 into -1, that gives me -3. Sorry. Then it's 7 into 0, that is 0. Then it is 6 into 1, that is 6. Then it is 6 into 2, that is 6 2s are 12. Then it is 6 into 3, that is 18. Okay, that is my FIUI. So my sigma of FIUI is, I'm going to add all this. This becomes -7, and this becomes 12 plus 18 is 30, 36. 36 minus 7 is 29. Okay, so I'm going to write 29 here. Okay, everyone with me so far? I have found sigma of FIUI. Give me a thumbs up if you're with me so far. Thumbs up if you're with me so far. Okay. All right. Stay with me. It's a simple process. Okay. Just we are adding one layer of steps here. Okay. So since now you see, to find the final answer here, what I have done in relation to assumed mean, you think I have just divided di with h. So finally I have to multiply this sigma into h. Okay, that's the only difference that will happen. Okay, so my formula here is sixth one, find x bar. X bar is mean. Find x bar using the formula. Find mean using the formula. X bar equal to, Bindu, you are on call here. Who is on the Zoom WhatsApp call here?
So I joined Zoom call. So Manasa is on the call.
Manasa is there. Okay. All right. So find x bar using the formula x bar equal to. So a plus in assume mean, what was there? It was sigma fi di by sigma fi. Right. Now di has been divided by h for you to give ui, which means h you have to multiply now, so that the net result is the same. Okay, so the formula becomes a plus h into sigma FIUI by sigma FI. Okay, everything is same here, just a little extra step. You're dividing by h, and then later on you're multiplying. Okay, so that the reason of doing this is so that your this multiplication becomes smaller. Okay, this multiplication becomes smaller and it becomes easy to calculate. Obviously you will argue that, sir, if we have a calculator it does not make a difference. You are right in that way, but this is another method in our textbook, so we're just going to learn that. All right, so x bar is equal to a plus h into sigma FIUI by sigma FI. So I'm going to do this right now using this formula. X bar is equal to a plus h into, so you have to remember all these three formula, and if you understood how these formula we arrived at after one after the other, you'll not even need to buy hard, you just have to remember the first thing. Okay, this is 47.5 plus h was what we took, h as 15, right? 15 was our h. We should write that here also. So 15 into sigma fi ui is 29 by sigma fi. We already know this is how much, 30. No, this was 30. No, okay.
Yes, sir.
So 29 by 30. Now obviously 29 by 30 it will all already get cancelled here. 15 1 here, we have 2. So you have 47.5 plus 29 by 2. 29 by 2 is nothing but 14.5. So 47.5 plus 14.5, that will give you again x bar equal to 62. Okay, x bar equal to 62. You get the same answer by using this method also. All right. Steps and method. How are you guys feeling about this whole process? Can I get a quick check in the chat box, 5 to 5, while you're taking things down? If you're feeling confident, sir, I can do this any day, any confusion, I want to hear in the chat box. Yeah. You're taking things down. I'll give you maybe 1 minute to 2 minutes to take things down. Is my screen not visible?
It is visible.
Okay. G, you're raising your hands.
Sir, I didn't understand what is H, sir.
H, very good question. Okay. Now, see, G, H can be any. So for simplicity, you think that H is class size. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right now, if you just think H is class size, it will work. Okay. But how I am choosing H actually is I am choosing any common factor of all of this. Do you understand? Common
Yes,
factor of all the DI. So you see 30, 15, 15, 30, 45, everything is in 15 table. No, biggest, highest common factor I'm choosing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 15 table. No, so I'm just taking that 15 and dividing everything with everything here with 15. And then later I'm multiplying with 15, the total that I'm getting. You're getting this? So overall my, like I divided by 15 here in this step and later on I multiplied by 15 in the formula at the end. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So that means 15 is H, sir.
15 is H. Yes, we've written that down now here. H is
Yes.
15. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for asking that clearly. Yes, G. 15 is H in this particular question. See, it will mostly be class size. Okay. So I've written here, we have written in bracket, usually class size can be taken as H. But sometimes, you know, when this interval will be different for each group, okay, for each class. If I take different interval, I don't take 15 ka interval, okay, I don't take 15 ka class size, then some classes having 15, some classes having 5, some is having 10, then you know H will not be class size. It will, you know, you'll have to find the common factor of all of this. So that's why I'm trying to be like explicit here. Okay, G, does that help?
Yes, sir.
All right. What are you saying, Bindu? Can you please clarify what you're saying?
Sir, I didn't understand. Why did you took that UI, sir? I dropped off from there.
Why did I take this UI?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The reason behind this method is so that your calculation here becomes simpler. Okay, you're multiplying smaller numbers. Okay, to make this smaller, what am I doing? I'm dividing with common factor everywhere, and later I'm multiplying with it. Okay, let's not. So in this particular thing, that's the reason why I am doing it. Okay, to make my later calculation simpler. Okay, but the why is not that important, I will say, Bindu, as long as we understand the process and are able to do it for our exam. Okay, particularly like like the why is here is just that I'm making this previous question. I was multiplying what, minus 30 into 2. No, that was
Yes,
giving me minus 60. It was a little bigger number, and then I had to add a little bigger number. So my calculation was a little tougher. You are not feeling it in this question because this question, the numbers are small. Okay, if I give you big numbers, you'll feel that. So what I'm doing, I'm dividing it and making it minus 2 instead. So minus 2 into 2, you can do in the back of your mind, right? That's the reason why I'm taking H. Okay, and I'm finding UI. All right. That's the reason behind finding UI, so that my calculation becomes smaller and simpler. Okay, Bindu?
yes, sir. Got it.
Yeah. All right, we're moving ahead in 1 more minute. You guys have a minute to take things down. If you need, type it done if you're done taking things down. All right, just let me say it for the sake of the recording here. This is the question number 3, which we're doing from the exercise, from the first exercise of the chapter, that is statistics. You are already given a grouped distribution. Okay, you're already given a group distribution. Basically, these are the classes and these are the frequencies of these classes. Okay, you're already given that. You are also given that there is what the mean is. The mean pocket allowance is rupees 18. all right? But what you're not given is the frequency of one of the classes, okay? The question is asking, how would you find the frequency, find the missing frequency f, okay? And Riza is going to help us. Go ahead, Riza.
Sir, what I was thinking is, sir, if first if I use direct method, sir, then the formula will be sum of fi xi by sum of fi, no, sir.
Yes.
So if I do sum of fi, no, sir, I'll add all the things and all the values which are already given plus f, sir. That will be my sum of fi, sir. And for fi xi, we first have to find the class mark, no, sir, because this is
Very
group
good.
data. And in that, for any one, for the for 19 to 21, that class, no, sir, for that the class mark will be some value into multiplied by f, sir.
Correct.
So and mean is already given, no, sir. So in
Correct.
that we will get one variable, sir, and then
Very
we can
good. Perfect, perfect. Riza, really well explained. Okay, sigma fi xi by sigma fi. I can use the direct method. You want, you can use another method also. Okay, but it's just going to complicate. So we're going to just use the direct method here. Mean is already given. You already have your left hand side here. Okay, sigma fi xi. You will get one number here, one number here, one number here, one number here, one something into f, 20 f you will get here, one number here, one number here. Okay, so here you will have some expression f plus something, 20 f plus something, and sigma fi also you will get, if you add all this up, plus f, something plus f. Okay, basically you will end up getting, here also you're having f, here also you're having f, here you're having a number 18. You're going to end up getting a linear equation in one variable, and that's pretty easy to solve. Okay, again, just to tell you, remind you, linear equations, coming back to this chapter again. Okay, so you're getting into it, class intervals, just for the sake of it. So you always should draw the so even if the question, so the question will obviously have a table, most questions will already have a table, but ideally you should draw the table yourself again, because you have to find xi, you have to find fi xi, right? So for all these reasons, you draw the table again. Okay, so my class intervals are 11 to 13 is 7. You are doing along with me, preferably. 13 to 15 is 6. 15 to 17 is 9. 17 to 19 is 13. 19 to 21 is F. And 21 to 23 is, once again, 21 to 23 is 5. And 23 to 25 is 4. Okay. By the way, thank you, Riza. I'll give you 5 points for this. Okay. Now, xi is basically the average of the upper and lower class limits. In this case, finding the average is very easy, because you have one number here, one number here. It's just a step of 2. So the middle number, that's 12, will be the average. Okay. If you don't believe me, do it. 11 plus 13 by 2 is equal to 24 by 2. That's equal to 12. Okay. Same way, 19 plus 21 by 2 is equal to 40 by 2. That's equal to 20. So the average will just be the central number there, okay, which is in between these two. So it's a simple thing. It's usually like, if you have figured this out, if this is a very clear thing in your head, you can mostly find xi without actually adding and dividing. But for the sake of it, writing it now, to 12, this is 14, this is 16, this is 18, this is 20, this is 22, and this is 24. Okay, I'm going to find fi xi. Fi xi is multiplication of this into this. So 12 sevens are, we are all going to multiply. So 12 sevens are 12, fives are 60, sevens are 84. 14 6 are, so 14 fives are 70, 14 6 are again 84. Okay. 16 nines are 144. 13 18s are, 13 into 18 is, we'll have to do this one. 13 into 18 is 180 plus 18 threes are 36, 54. 234. Can someone check if my calculation is correct here? This is 20f.
Correct, sir.
Thank you, Riza. 22 into 5 is 110. 24 into 4 is 24 fours are equal to 12 eights are, that is one second, 24 96. Yeah, so we have fi xi, we have fi. Okay, we also have x bar, we have mean equal to how much? Mean is 18, mean pocket allowance is 18. Okay, we already have this. Now x bar is equal to, by direct method formula, sigma fi xi by sigma fi. Okay, so what am I going to do now? I'm going to find sigma fi xi and I'm going to find sigma fi. Okay, sigma fi is how much? I think G, you did this, no? How much is this?
Sir, 44 plus F, sir.
Sure, someone else can check. Please, thank you, G. 44 plus F, G is saying. Okay, this is 9, this is 9, 9s are 8, 9, 9, 18, and this is 13, 13, 13, 26, 18 plus 13, 13, 26, 4, 4. Correct. G is correct as per me. Okay. Then this one also we'll quickly add. Let's do addition the normal way. Remember to keep this aside because this 20f, you cannot add it. Tulsi, be careful about this. Okay. So your sigma fi xi is equal to 20f plus. Then you add, apart from this, you add all other numbers. Okay. So I have, let's keep this aside just so we remember it. Okay. 4, 4, 4, 4, and 6, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 is 16. 16 plus 6 is 16 plus 6 is 22. So 2 carried over. Once again, let me write it in blue. 2 and 2 carried over. So this is 10, 10, 8, 18, 18, 4, 22, 22, 3, 25, 25 plus 1, 26, 26, 25 plus 10 we can do 35. So 5, 3 carried over. 3 will come here. So 3 plus 1, 4, 4, 2, 6, 6, 1, 7, 752. Can someone check if this is correct? 752 I'm getting. Can someone check if my calculation is correct? There is a very high likelihood that I can go wrong here.
Correct, sir.
Dilruba, thank you. Are you doing it mentally or using a calculator?
I saw the calculators.
Okay, can we try to get rid of that habit? It will
Sir,
become...
but I'm doing in mind also, sir. But you did more faster than mine.
Okay, all right. So we are here. So we have, what do we have right now, Dilruba? Okay, we have 18, x bar is 18, right? 18 is equal to sigma fi xi is what? This thing. 20f plus 752 divided by sigma fi, that is this thing. 44 plus f. Anyone has any confusion so far? Anyone has any step में any confusion so far? I'll wait for 30 seconds. Go through the whole process that we've done so far. Tell me if you are losing anything at any point you're not understanding what's going on. Okay, this much was given. So for just to understand, this much was given. Okay, this much was given. So rest of it is what we have done. Check if you have any process, any confusion so far. I want to check in the chat box, Fistify. Okay. I am just picking one mean. I know mean ka there are 3 formula we have. You pick any one you want. Okay. If you pick other one, no. So what will happen here? I mean, nothing big will happen. You'll just end up. You can divide it. So all of this has. You'll choose a assumed mean and find common like you find deviation. And the deviation maximum you can find h will be 2, so it will not be like a huge help. So we're just doing this way. Okay, cool. Going ahead now, it is a linear equation. Why is it a linear equation? There's something in the denominator. Why I'm saying, because when I take to this side, you will notice 18 into 44 plus f is equal to 20 plus 752. 20f plus 752. Okay, that's my linear. That's the linear equation. So I can multiply this open. I can divide by 2 also now if I want, but let me multiply this open. 44 into 18. 18 fours are, so can I do 18 fours are? Yes, 18 fours are 72. and 0. This is also 72. 792. Okay, 792. Oh, fantastic. 792 plus 18f is equal to 20f plus 752. Okay, now we take all f to one side, other numbers to the other side. 792 minus 752 is equal to 20f minus 18f. Nishchay, please be careful when you take a number to the other side.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, 792 minus 752 is 40. 20f minus 18f is 2f. So 40 divided by 2 is equal to f. F is equal to 20. Let's check the answer if we have got the correct answer or not. Question number 3, exercise 14.1. F is equal to 20. Yes, we are right. So here we are, guys. Very simple. All you have to do is same formula you have to use. Okay. Emanji you might have made a mistake somewhere. Okay. Same formula you have to use. Only thing is, in that formula, instead of getting numbers here, we got an expression of f. Then it is an equation. Solve that equation. Okay. If you are clear with linear equations, you will have no problem at all with this process. Okay. Can I get a fist to 5 about in the chat box about this whole thing that we have done? It's big. It's a little long. Not really long. Just the same thing. We're not like this is the maximum tough the question can become in this chapter. Okay. It's not going to get tougher than this, right? So that is question number 3 from the exercise. Okay, I'll give you guys a minute to take things down. Then we're going to cover mode and then move ahead. Okay, take a minute to take things down.